Washington County voters rejected a levy to support developmental disability services earlier this month. Our Chase Campbell talked to some of the parents of children with developmental disabilities who are unsure of what the future holds.
Parents of children with developmental disabilities are reeling after Washington County voters rejected a levy to support the County Board of Developmental Disabilities earlier this month. For many families, the board-funded Ewing School and other resources the board offers for children have been transformative. Dana Herman says the board has provided numerous services for her son Everett, starting with the early intervention program providing his autism diagnosis, a process that Herman says can sometimes take years. Since then, the Ewing School has provided a range of services and resources that have had a profound impact on his development and socialization.
Anything that this organization has done, from personalized therapy through speech, occupational therapy, physical therapy, weekly, monthly, group therapy, it has impacted his success tenfold.
Beyond those extensive resources, Herman says the school provided a valuable sense of community and connection as she learned to navigate being a parent of a child with autism.
It is a very scary feeling and very isolating. And being a part of this school takes a little bit of that isolation away. The services, it's not just the day-to-day services, but it's knowing that you are in a band of entities and individuals that are facing the same fight that you are every day.
Other parents say they've seen similarly tremendous growth in their children at Ewing. Alexis Stoll says her son Gage has autism and was essentially nonverbal with a limited diet of safe foods when he started at Ewing. Since then, his progress has been remarkable.
His safe food list has expanded. He is just taking off. He's playing with his peers appropriately, which is not something that he did before. He's not only verbal now, but more of his words make sense.
Carrie Hill says her grandson's behavior was too challenging for regular daycare, leaving the family with few options. Through the Ewing School, he's gone on to do things Hill says she never thought he'd be able to do.
He's feeding himself now. He's forming full sentences with his communication device, or at least 3-word sentences, which he never could do with us before.
Jenna Matheny says her son Axel has autism and a rare genetic disorder.
He was nonverbal. He wasn't saying anything. He didn't make eye contact. He didn't play with toys. And for coming here, this is his last year in preschool. He is saying the alphabet, he's counting to 10, he can say some colors, some shapes.
Stoll and Hill say the levy's failure brought an immediate emotional toll.
I spent basically all of Wednesday crying, like sobbing.
I cried all day over it. It broke my heart, and I just feel like maybe people didn't understand what the levy was for and how important it was.
Jenna Phillips is both a parent of 2 children at Ewing and a board member who led the political action committee for the levy campaign. Without funding, she's nervous about the future, not just for her children, but the broader community.
Some parents rely on the services from the county board so that their children can attend a school setting where they might not fit into a traditional public school setting. Their jobs could be impacted if they need to take off more time because their child is trying to transition into a different school setting.
Herman echoes those wider concerns.
The resources that this school and this organization provides is it is the only resources in this region for these students. So without it, it's going to deter families from being able to stay here, to create roots here, and it's going to deter individuals from being able to move to this region.
The Washington County Board of Developmental Disabilities will meet November 25th to discuss potential cuts and financial scenarios. Superintendent Tiffany Neal has indicated the board plans to place another levy request on the May primary ballot. In Marietta, Chase Campbell, WTAP News.